Photosynthesis. The goal of photosynthesis is to reach the end product of glucose and ATP. For photosynthesis to occur, you need nutrients such as sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide gets into the plant through the stroma, which is at the bottom of the plant. Sunlight is absorbed by the chloroplasts, and the phloem brings water in. Once water has reached the thylakoid membrane, it will diffuse through the thylakoid membrane. Once it diffuses through, it'll hit photosystem. When it hits the photosystem, the enzymes will break it apart. The electrons will go through the electron transport chain and the photosystems. When they go through the photosystem, especially photosystem 1, light hits the photosystems, which gets to these little hippos or electrons excited. They'll go to the protein carrier, and that will carry them all the way through the electron transport chain. Once they're here, they'll get excited again because more light hits them. And since this is an extra phosphate, this little guy, he'll attach to NADP+, and then it'll just add here, and then this guy will take him to the Calvin cycle. When this guy, he'll just go through again, and he'll eventually hit the ATP synthase. What the ATP synthase does, it is an enzyme that adds ADP plus a phosphate to equal ATP. So this guy will go through the ATP synthase, hit the ADP, and be carried to the Calvin cycle. In the Calvin cycle, 6 carbon molecules enter. So these are 6 molecules that have entered. And the 6 carbon molecules will split into 2 carbon molecules of 3 carbons. So here we go. These are the 3 carbons in this second carbon molecule. And this 3 carbon molecule will need some ATP. The ATP will come by, give it enough energy to reorder its formation to make it G3P. Once it's G3P, this can turn into anything like carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, almost anything for a plant. But if it doesn't need that, ATP will come by again to swing by the G3P, and with the ATP and the G3P combined together, we will equal Ruby P, which looks like this. And this plus a whole nother carbon molecule will help make Rubisco, which is essentially a giant molecule. In doing that, this process just repeats over again. So these would come down here, ATP would come by, it would reorder its molecules, come down here, ATP would come again to make Ruby P. Here's Ruby P. And then it goes up here, and then the cycle just continues. It never stops.
Glucose in glycolysis goes in 2 ATP turned to 2 ADP, and the glucose is turned into pyruvic acid. Then the 4 ADP turns to 4 ATP, and the NAD plus turns to 2 NADH, and the pyruvic acid stays the same. Pyruvate molecules go in, 1 CO2 goes out. NAD plus comes with 5 carbon. Next, ADP plus P go in to create ATP. FAD goes in. FADH comes out. 2 carbon then go out. And then the cycle continues again.
Photosynthesis and cellular respiration will continue until the plant finally dies.